Good afternoon, everybody. This morning I was helping St. Isidore Homestead butcher some of their chickens, but my personal homestead animal chores still need to be done, so I'm going to take you along on my animal chores. The first thing I got to do is unload chicken feed from the back of our van. Alright, we got 3 bags of feed, each 50 pounds, so that should last our layers for a little while. I have just a little bit of the old feed left in the bottom of this barrel, so I'm going to go ahead and feed that to this chicken in here. This chicken that I'm about to feed has a pretty interesting story. A friend of ours raises chickens, and this is actually a Cornish cross chicken. And when you think about the Cornish cross, their feathers are white. Now this chicken, some genetic problem, or I wouldn't call it a problem because there's nothing wrong with it, but its feathers are black. And this friend of ours who had Cornish cross chickens, all the white feathered birds were picking on this bird, and so she asked us if we wanted it, and I said sure, why not? And so we raised it up. It's about ready to be butchered because it is a meat bird, and I'm gonna butcher it before it gets too cold out here. But yeah, that's a cool story with this chicken. Okay, so I fed that broiler in there. Now right over here is a chicken tractor with our beautiful Polish chickens. We should be expecting an egg anytime now. Are you gonna lay any eggs? This one's Hey Hey, and this one's Pua. Hey Hey is the rooster, and we'll probably incubate their eggs and start selling Polish chicks once they start laying. Alright, there's where they were. Now here's where they are. Now this grass here is mowed down and already eaten pretty well because we had the cow and the sheep on here not too long ago. But we have the chickens on here to scratch through the cow patties a little bit and to provide different nutrients for the soil. So in the spring, when the grass comes back, it'll be even lusher. But right now the grass isn't growing too much, so that's why it's not super green and lush. Alright, now that we got the Polish chickens taken care of and the broiler, now I'm going to check on Barb, the cow, and Buttercup, the sheep. They're looking pretty good. They got their water, and here's a bin that I have been putting a little hay in occasionally every few days because here in Virginia, the grass has been dry and it's getting colder, so the grass isn't growing quite enough to feed them. But today I'm not going to feed them because they have enough grass. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, are they not in this barn back here all the time? Isn't that hurting the soil? Yes, in a way. Hey, Barb. But this spot, we're going to do deep bedding in the winter and keep them in here. And as you can see, I'm going to turn the camera around. As you can see out here, we're still practicing rotational grazing. The first spot they were was over here. We put their fence over there, and then kind of up there, and then out in this area, and then over there, and then back there, and now they're went over there, and now up there. So we are rotationally grazing while they still do need to take this same path to get back to their barn. And they hit that spot. That's like our sacrifice spot, I think Justin Rhodes calls it. And we're going to put mulch in there and compost and stuff. So this spot's actually getting a bunch of nutrients, and we're going to harvest compost from this spot eventually. Alright, the last thing we need to do is check on our layer chickens. As you can see, they were here, And then recently we moved them down to there, and they need moved again. I might do that tonight, we'll see. But as you can see, the hose is up here, right there, and it does not reach down to the layers. And Daniel Salton and Sean and Beth Doherty both talked about having water access and collecting water for the homestead and not carrying buckets. And so I'm not going to carry a bucket. I'm going to get another hose, attach it to that one so that it can stretch down to the chicken coop. All right, so up here at the house, we have this hose that we're not using. So I'm going to use that and hook it on down there and stretch it down to the layer chickens. All right, guys, I got my hose. This is a new hose. I stretched it down to the chicken coop, which is down that direction. As you can see, this hose has an end on it. So I'm just going to screw that off. And let the water pressure out. Or maybe the faucet's on. I'm not too sure. And then I'm going to screw this new hose on. And then I will take this hose end and screw it on down by the chickens. All right. I got the hose stretched down here to the chicken coop, and I'm going to screw on this spray nozzle to the end. All right, guys, this is real life homesteading. The metal part of the end of the hose has a little chink in it right there. And so it's not the nozzle's problem. I know that because we were just using it on a different hose. But the hose has a problem. Now, I'm just going to use it today without the nozzle. But then in a later video, we'll fix the hose. Guys, don't throw away your old hoses because they're super cheap to repair and they're super expensive to buy new ones. So stay tuned for that video in the future. Alright, I got the hose nozzle taken off, and to show you the chink, here, let me get it focused. There you go. There's a little chink in the metal there. Not sure how that got there, but we'll replace it in a future video. Alright, I got the water tray filling up. It is a little bit dirty, but I have to go do something this evening, so I don't have time to scrub it out right now, but I did rinse it out, and it should be clean enough for the chickens for today. All right, while the water tray is filling up, I got an egg carton, and I'm going to gather the eggs. All right, so the chickens had been molting, and in this nesting box, we had been getting 4 eggs a day, but it looks like they're coming out of their molt now. And so now there is 7 eggs in this nesting box. So I got the 7 eggs from the nesting box inside the poultry net. But as it goes, some of our chickens decide that they want to be free-range chickens. And so we just let them, at least for now. It doesn't bother us. But they've decided to make a nest of eggs under the porch. We have a little shed under the porch where I keep the chicken feed. So let's see how many eggs we get from there. All right, I'm not sure if this chicken is broody. It may be trying to, oh yeah, there she's rolling her eggs. So I'm just gonna let her be for today, because if she hatches chicks, then we can always sell them or keep them, whatever the case may be. But she's not squawking at me, so we'll just have to wait and see till tomorrow. This is the spot under the porch we have. The porch is up there, and here's under the porch, so it makes a good storage spot, but I need to clean it soon. And just to let y'all know, that chicken that you saw in the nesting box is a Buff Orpington, and so those chickens do have a tendency to go broody. Now is kind of the wrong time of the year but I'm just gonna let it be, see what it does. All right, y'all, that is all the animal chores I have for today. Don't forget that we are doing a book giveaway, The Rooted Life by Justin Rhodes. That's still going on. The winner will be announced November 1st. But to see the details for entering that competition, look in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.